So tonight we're looking at value added tax. Value added tax. Now there are three things for us to note. First is value added tax is a multi-stage tax. Right. Value tax is a multi-stage tax. And for that we mean that the tax at different levels, right? Number two, VAT is a consumption tax, right? That's the second thing you need to know, that VAT is a consumption tax. The third thing you need to note is VAT. Are you with me? Is at 7.5% of the price of goods. These are the three things you need to note about value added tax. Should I come again with that? That VAT is what? First is that it is a consumption tax. It is a it's a sales tax, and it is a consumption tax. So let me explain what each of those items means, or what each of those terms mean, right? Now, to say that VAT is a multi-stage tax, what it means is that it is charged at different levels. VAT is charged at various levels of distribution. Now, let me explain what that means. If you have to charge, like if you have to move from the buyer to the seller, from the producer to the man to the wholesaler, from the wholesaler to the retailer, from the please mute your videos, you are distracting. All right. If you have to move from the buyer, from the wholesaler to the, hello, can you hear me? Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So I was
I
saying
can
that
hear you.
if you are moving from the producer to the wholesaler, from the wholesaler to the retailer, from the retailer to the final consumer, at each of those level of consumption or level of distribution, VAT will be charged on the goods and services, right? That's the first thing. The second thing about consumption taxes, it is borne by the final consumer. That's the second next thing you need to know, that it is borne by the final consumer. And by third is the standard. It was formerly 5%, but now it is 7.5%. So let's look at the objectives. Objectives of VAT. What are the objectives? Objective number one is that it is to raise revenue for the government. And that's one of the principal reasons for value added tax. Number 2 is to bring a lot of persons and goods, and services into the tax net. That's the second aim for value added tax. And number 3 is that it is to cover for more goods and services that the previous sales tax could not accommodate. All right, those are the 3 major objectives for value added tax. The next thing they need to know is VAT-able persons. By VAT-able persons, what we mean is who are those people that should be subjected to tax, or who are those people who are liable to taxes, or who are those people who will be charged for taxes. Anyone who deals with VAT-able goods and services is liable to VAT on such goods and services. Is that clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Good. So what are the examples? Examples of VAT-able persons. One, we have sole proprietorship. That's Ali Enterprises, right? Ali Enterprises. I'm only giving an example. Number 2 is limited liability company. Example, Bimidebe Nigeria Limited. Do you get it? Another example of VAT-able person is a firm, e.g. Erorama Gbadun and Co. Right? Or Liver Brothers and Co. Another example is clubs and society. Clubs and society. And number 5 is an individual. Example, Modupe Joseph. Is it clear, everybody? Those are
Yes,
examples
sir.
of VAT-able goods and services. So let's look at VAT-able persons. The next we don't need to look at is VAT-able goods and services. What are VAT-able goods and services? Any goods or services, not particularly exempted from any goods or services not particularly exempted from VAT or zero-rated goods and services shall be VAT-able for tax purposes. All right. You have to note that. So if it is not zero-rated goods or services, or it is not an exempted goods or services, then it is VAT-able goods and services. So what are the goods exempted from VAT? Goods exempted from VAT. Goods exempted from VAT. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
1. All medical products. All medical products will be exempted. 2. Basic food items. 3. Baby products. You could be asking of these things in the exam. Like you should mention 5 or 6. Books and educational. The word to note there is educational materials. 5. We have fertilizers. 6. We have, are you with me? All
Yes, sir.
export services.
Please, sir, scroll down your slide, your screen.
Goods and services. Out services. All right. So those are exempted goods. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Another thing we then need to look at is what are the services exempted from VAT. We have 1, medical services. 2, we have all export services. Right. 3, services rendered by community banks or People's Bank or mortgage. I'm sure everybody here know what mortgage bank is, right?
Yes, sir.
Or microfinance bank. 4, we have academic plays. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
performances. Academic plays and performances. The word there must be, it must be to improve the whole idea of learning. If it does not improve the idea of learning, it is not exempted from VAT. Are you with me? Are you with me, please?
Yes, sir.
Can
Yes,
I
sir.
rub off the board?
Yes, sir.
I can rub it off.
Let me screenshot it.
No,
We can't see the end.
we can't see the end.
You should be able to. Just munch it. Just
I have
try
screenshotted
to.
it.
Eh?
I have screenshotted it. I'll go ahead.
I can see everything now. Maybe you turn your phone to a landscape.
Just munch the screen and that's all.
I can see it as well. I think it's from their end.
I can
Yeah.
also see it.
Can I rub it off?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Thank you. Let me look at zero rated goods services. Zero rated goods and services, right? So what are zero rated goods and services? So they are goods and services they are goods goods and services whose applicable rate is 0%. Right. It is important that these goods and services, the input VAT shall be claimable by these goods and services, the input VAT shall be claimable by the person who has either to paid input VAT. Now, what does this mean? Now, if you are a very zero rated goods or services, if you had paid this thing on it before, then you would be refunded your input VAT. Don't worry about what input VAT is. I will explain what input VAT is in the next few minutes. Now, let's look at what are zero rated goods and services. Zero rated goods and services examples. Zero rated goods services. One, we have non-oil exports. We have two, we have goods and services purchased by diplomats. Number three, we have goods and services purchased by humanitarian donors. Those are examples of zero-rated goods and services. Now let's look at something very quickly, withholding VAT. Now, this idea of withholding VAT, this idea of withholding VAT this idea of withholding VAT is to make sure that taxes are remitted appropriately and accordingly, right? Taxes are remitted appropriately and accordingly. And what is the idea of this withholding VAT? The idea here is that the idea of this withholding VAT is that the government employs agents, right? Agents, and these agents are ministries. These agents are ministries. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So they are ministries and statutory bodies. These include oil and gas companies, right? So just a minute. Oil and gas company, right? And telecommunication, right? And telecommunication companies. So what is their major work? Their major work or their major duty is to withhold VAT on goods and services that are purchased. Now, let me explain what this means. Ideally, there are two things that makes up input VAT and output VAT. Input VAT and output VAT. And the idea there is that they just want to ensure that okay. So the idea here is they just want to ensure that there's stability of input VAT and output VAT. So what they do is that what they do is to ensure that they have a very nice place so they can hold them accountable for the withholding VAT. Let me express myself better. What I'm saying here is that what they are saying is that we want to have stability. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, because we want to have stability, what they're trying to do is when these companies that are applied, I mean, these companies that are seen as agents, what they want to ensure that they do is that they ensure that
Yes, sir.
these companies remit the input VAT. Now, let's say, for instance, let me use the hypothetical example. Let me use participants in this class. All right. Sorry, I'm checking for participants. So let's say Miss Kiat is company A and Abbas is company B. Right. Now, what we are trying to achieve is that if Miss Kiat is a company that has been earmarked by the government to withhold VAT, what it means is that if Miss Abbas sells to Miss Kiat will not pay the total value of goods and services back to Abbas. The VAT portion of that amount will be held by Miss Kiat, and Miss Kiat will have to remit it before 14th day of the subsequent month. So the deadline, are you with me? The deadline for remittance of WHD is 14th day of the subsequent. All right. I hope that's clear. I hope that's clear.
Come again.
Yes, sir.
Are you saying I should come again or it's clear?
Sir, please come again. It's
Yes,
not clear,
sir.
sir. It's not clear.
What I'm saying about withholding VAT is that at every point in time, you will be required, like as a withholding VAT agent, to make sure that all government monies is properly remitted. Are you with me? So what happens?
Yes, sir.
What happens or what they do is to make sure that the government themselves appoint some persons. Are you with me? So the people the government appoints, they when you sell to them, they will not pay you the total sum. They will pay you the sum minus the WM minus the VAT amount. No, withholding tax. This is not withholding tax. This is WVAT, withholding value added tax, not withholding tax. Right. Do you get my point?
Not really, sir.
I'll explain again.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Sir, please,
Yes,
can
I'm
you
with
use the
you.
example again?
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay, sir. I think I don't understand it. I don't know if it's the same. I think the issue is coming from what is the meaning of withholding tax is all about. Then if you understand what withholding tax is all about, then I can give you example.
Now let me explain what withholding VAT is again. Are you with me? The withhold sorry, just a minute, please. Just a minute. I just need something is distracting my attention. Please bear with me, transmission. I just needed to make that call. It's been calling me back and forth. Okay, so let me explain the idea of withholding VAT. You know, the idea of withholding comes from the word withheld or to withhold, right? To withhold simply means you are holding back somebody's money. Yes or no?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Now, ideally, when assuming I buy good from you, I am supposed to, let's say, you must have seen from your recharge card. Let me use recharge card. Recharge card is a very popular one. You must have seen that they write inclusive of VAT there on your recharge cards. If you are the type that buy the paper one, they will see written on it boldly inclusive of VAT. So it means the 100 naira you are paying is inclusive of the VAT amount. Now, if you are the type that you are the government agency, either ministry or statutory bodies, oil and gas and telecommunication companies, that the government has appointed, what we are expected to do is that when you buy that recharge card, you don't pay that guy 100 naira. What you are going to pay that guy is 100 naira minus the VAT portion. Now, you yourself, you are now expected to remit that VAT before 14th day of the subsequent month. So if you buy it in January, you're expected to remit it before 14th of next month. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear to
Yes,
everyone?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, it's clearer.
Good. So let's go to types of VAT. Input VAT. This is VAT on purchased goods like services. VAT. This is the VAT on sold goods or services. Do you get the gist? Any question?
No, sir.
Good. I think this is clear enough. So what's the next thing we want to know?
Yes, sir.
What's the next thing we want to know? I haven't done this, so I'll go straight to the illustrations part. I just want to make sure you note some things. I've explained to you that rate is what? 7.5%, right? Now, there are three things you need to note. In determining the input VAT, one, VAT on capital expenditure. Input VAT. Ogenetega, you are raising your hand. Please go ahead.
Sir,
VAT.
I want to ask. So if I simply put now, can I say withholding tax now is the money that is removed from goods that are purchased? That's the tax that is removed from goods that are purchased or services that are purchased.
No. There's difference between VAT, withholding VAT, and withholding tax. Withholding VAT is on VATable goods and services. Withholding tax is an advanced tax payment. That's another topic on its own.
Okay, sir.
So when VAT is on cash basis, Ashekun from Layo, VAT is on cash basis. So you pay VAT based on the amount that the customer has paid now. So when the customer pays the balance, you are expected to remit the balance of the VAT. Does that answer your question, Ashekun?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So input VAT on capital expenditure. Oh, sorry, let me put it as VAT itself. VAT on capital expenditure shall not form part of the input VAT of an entity. Two, VAT on goods or services that are not directly related to sales shall not form part of input VAT. Do you get the gist?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
For now, no.
Good. In the absence of question, let me move on to illustrations. Are you getting, have you gained anything from attending the class?
Sir, the example of capital expenditure that is relating to VAT that will not be charged to VAT.
Capital expenditure like furnitures and fittings, etc. Anything capital.
Yes, sir. Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
you're welcome.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I want to ask, does individual pay withholding tax? Because I need to know that withholding tax very well, because I know it's companies that pay withholding tax. I want to know if individual people to pay withholding tax.
Individuals pay withholding tax.
How, sir?
Individuals pay withholding tax at 5% based on the nature of goods or services available,
5%. Okay.
but it's dependent on the goods and services. Dependent. For instance, if it's management fee, no, sorry, I said management fee. If it is dividend, it is 10%. So it's usually dependent on the nature of goods or services. Rent also is 10%. Like I said, it is dependent on the nature of goods or services involved.
Okay.
But most
Okay.
time on other items, it is 5%.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Ignatius.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Please, what's the difference between withholding tax and withholding VAT?
Withholding tax is an advanced tax payment. Withholding VAT is like withholding the VAT of the seller.
Okay.
Like trying to hold on to the VAT portion of the sales of the seller, while withholding tax is an advanced tax payment.
Okay, sir.
Now, let me attend to this person. iPhone. The difference between input and output VAT. Input VAT is on sales. Input VAT is on purchases, while output VAT is on sales. I repeat that. Input VAT is on purchases, output VAT is on sales. I think that simplifies the whole thing. Another question before we go to solve illustrations. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Please read. Adibwiga, let's do Adibwiga. I'm just solving I'll solve two questions. And then with the two questions, we'll call it a night. So let's do Adibwiga. Can somebody please dictate? Well, let's do it this way. Adibwiga Enterprises is a manufacturing outfit based in Jankara, Lagos State. In 2022, the company sold valuable products to wholesaler Ikeja Venture in 3.5. The wholesaler sold to retailer Mr. Adeosun 4.9, who sold to a consumer 3.6. So let's look at it. What are we asked to do? We're asked to compute computation of withholding. Computation of total VAT payable to FIRS. Abi?
Yes, sir.
So this is to show you how VAT Adegboyega Limited. This is to show you how VAT is multi-stage. How VAT is multi-stage. So let's go ahead. Now let's VAT-able persons. Let me do this table. VAT-able persons. Then the amount. Right. We have VAT-able persons. We have the amount. We have the input VAT. We have output VAT. And we have the VAT payable. All right. Can you please see my screen?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So the first person and manufacturer. The manufacturer sold its valuable product to wholesaler. So manufacturer sold to the wholesaler, right? How much did he sell? Hello.
3.5.
3.5 million.
3.5 million. 3.5 million, sir.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry about that. Just a minute. All right. The input VAT, don't forget, we said the rate of VAT is 7.5%, Abby.
Yes.
So we'll do 7.5%. But you know, we said input is on purchases, right?
Yes.
Did the manufacturer purchase anything?
No.
No.
So
No.
that means we are multiplying it by 0, Abby.
Yes.
So we have 0.
How?
Then output VAT now. You know, we said it is on what you sell, Abby.
Yes.
Yes.
So we have 7.5% on 3.5. The VAT payable will then be this one. That's 0 minus the output VAT. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Or let me just say
I
this.
didn't get that.
What do you say?
I didn't get the output. What did you multiply 7.5 with?
7.5 times the amount.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Now, wholesaler. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Wholesaler. How much did the wholesaler sell it?
4.9.
4.9 million. Right. Now, did he buy?
Yes.
Did
Yes.
you? So you are going to be doing it on 7.5 of the 7.5 of what he bought. So what did he buy?
You bought it at
What did
4.9 million.
3.5.
3.5? Right. Now, you know we said output VAT is on what he sells, Abby. How much did he
Yes.
sell? How much did he sell?
4.9.
So you do
4.9.
6.5% of 4.9. So you deduct the two. What do you have? You have 105,000. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
Then the wholesaler sold to consumer. Abi, how much did the consumer buy it?
6.3.
0.3.
Or how much? Yeah, 6.3. Did he buy?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So the input VAT is how much?
7.5 of 4.9.
Good. Now, the examiner told us something here. He said it is VAT inclusive. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So when the examiner says it is VAT inclusive, what you need to do is this: 7.5 divided by 100 plus 7.5. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Then multiplied by 4.9. Sorry, multiplied by 6.3, I mean to say. Do you get it?
Sir, can you go over it again, please?
Okay.
Can you go over it again?
When the examiner says VAT inclusive, it means add the VAT amount to the denominator. So it means, the denominator is 7% means 7 over 100. So the denominator is 100 plus 7, we have 7.5. So 7.5 plus, that's 100 plus 7.5, that's 107.5. That's 7.5 over 107.5 times the amount he sold it will form the input VAT. Do you understand? So total VAT payable. This is the total VAT payable. Any question? Any question?
So I didn't get it to the
Sir.
VAT inclusive. I didn't get my own. How did you get the 72?
The standard rate is 7.5.
Yes.
So do 7.5 over 107.5. What do you have?
7.5. Divide by, right?
Yeah, divided by 107.5.
$100.75.
6.97.
Is 0.069.
Huh?
0.0.
No, you can't have that. You didn't do it very well. Do
6.97.
No, you didn't do it very well. 7 over 107, 7.5 divided by 107.5. You should have 0 point something.
Oh, 107.5.
0.06 and
Good.
0.07.
Exactly. So multiply your answer by 6.3.
Yes, sir, is 0.069.
Yes, so multiply your answer by 6.3.
0.0697.
Multiply that answer by 6.3 million.
439,534.
Exactly. That's what you have here. That's what you have here. That's how you got the answer here. So, the usual practice, deduct the output from the input. So you have the VAT payable. Do you get it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Good. Let me do one more illustration before calling it a night.
Yeah, good evening. Before the question, I have a question regarding the inclusive. In a case, in a situation whereby the question is silent, please, how do you fix that?
You assume you just do 7.5% times the amount.
Sir, for the VAT, for the input VAT, did we do 0.75 from the purchase? That's from the, to get VAT for consumer now, we do 0.75 times 4.9 for input
Exactly.
VAT.
Exactly.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, ma'am. Now, let's go ahead. Are we together? Illustration 2.
Yes, sir.
Dollar shop. Manufacturing company. This life no balance. So.
That's the top.
Man, can you see my screen? You are it. So computation of VAT payable. I'm doing Bella Schwabi.
Yes, sir.
For the year ended 31st December 2020. Anyhow, you shall get the idea. Do you get the gist?
Yes, sir.
Good. Please, I'm begging you, try to subscribe to the YouTube link I'll be sending across. Try to subscribe and make sure you share the video, please. So let's go ahead. Revenue. Do you remember the two rules I gave in the beginning of the class? Like for the input and output VAT. Do you remember? This is where you are going to apply the rule. Please listen very carefully. Listen up. Any input VAT that is not any input VAT or any VAT that is not directly linked to goods or services you sell will not form part of the input VAT. Any VAT that is not directly linked to the goods and services you sell will not form part of your input VAT. That's one. Number two, VAT on equipment or on capital expenditure will not form part of the input VAT. Capital equipment will not form part of input VAT. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So now, having said those rules, we agreed that input VAT is input VAT on sales, Abi.
Yes, sir.
And your sales is the same thing as revenue, isn't it?
Yes.
So let's do output VAT. Output VAT. So we have revenue.
What year is this question, sir?
This question, I don't know the year. I just compiled no. But it's a past question. The examiner said VAT inclusive, Abi. Do you remember the rule? 7.5 divided by 107.5, Abi.
Yes.
Times 7.5.
Times 30, 400, 500. What do you have?
To 2,120,965.
So you have 2,120,965.12, Abi.
All want to. Yeah.
Yes.
So we have input VAT now. Purchase of raw materials. Does it form part of sales or not?
It forms part
No.
of it.
No, sir.
Purchase of raw material. Does it form part of sales or not?
No,
Forms part
sir.
of it.
Is the raw materials you will sell later on after you have done
Yes,
your
when
own
it has been
conversion?
converted.
Forms part of it now.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It is the raw materials you are looking at converting to goods. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. So purchase of raw materials. Is it VAT inclusive or exclusive?
It's inclusive.
It's
So you
inclusive.
do 7.5, right? Over 107.5 times 20, 140, 650. So what do you have?
One 405 16163.
Like this, Abby?
Yes.
Any question? Now, transport and traveling, does it form part of your sales? Or does it directly affect your sales?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
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 Capital expenditure.
It's not capital.
Okay.
It's not capital. But at the same time,
But can it be administrative expenses?
it is administrative. That's what I was about to say. It's
Yes,
administrative.
Uh-huh.
100% administrative.
Uh-huh.
So it does not form part of your sales. Are you with me?
Sir, but what of the transport in bringing the goods? Need to remove the expense for the
They would
goods
have
that.
told us
I
that
don't
it
know
is
if you have stated
transportation
now.
of goods.
Okay.
But where the examiner is saying transport and travel, anybody, it could be some people in the office traveled. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Then the next one, vehicle running expenses, does it form part of sales?
No.
No.
Office equipment, does it form part of sales?
No.
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 Capital
Furniture and
expenditure.
fitting, does it form part of sales?
No.
No.
Capital expenditure.
Keep
Motor
quiet.
vehicle, does it form part of sales?
No.
No.
Audit and accountancy fee, does it form part of sales?
No.
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 Bank charges, does it form part of sales?
No.
Yes.
Bank
Yes.
charges does not form part of sales.
No.
Does not
It
come.
doesn't. Bank charges, MTM, your UBA bank, OPay, those charges, they don't form part of sales.
You can't.
Bring that.
Miscellaneous expenses, does it form part of sales?
No.
No.
So it means out of this, only the revenue and purchases will form the output and input VAT. So VAT payable. Yes.
Hello? Why did you say
Yes.
that? Why is audit and assurance not not forming part of the sale?
First, let me ask you, what is audit? The money you pay for auditors. Will that transform to sales?
No.
It's not even relating. Doesn't even relate to sales.
Exactly. So
That one
since
is
does
another
not
professional.
exactly. So do you get the gist?
Yes,
Yes.
Any question?
I have
No
a question, sir.
So with this, you are done with that.
I have
So
a
this is the
question, sir.
solution. Please go ahead.
The output VAT is positive, then the input VAT is negative.
Input is on purchases, output is on sales. It's just for me to show you the one you are deducting. That's just it. You are deducting the input VAT from the output VAT. Do you get it?
Yes.
Let me solve one more before I call it a night. Or are you good with what we've done so far?
No,
Sir, please do
sir.
one.
No,
Do
sir.
one more.
Do one again, please.
So what they asked me to do? Computation
The amount of that due. So, yes,
of total
IRS.
amount of VAT due to FIRS. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So please, can you share this question with us later? Because from my screen, the question is not really showing.
Just try to munch the screen. Anybody who can munch it, I cannot share the questions with you. I'm very sorry. I wish to, but I cannot.
The question is showing, it's showing by the side.
I think the requirement is not showing. Maybe you can scroll down.
The requirement is showing, the requirement says compute the total amount of VAT due to FIRS for 12 marks, and then ascertain the balance of VAT to be remitted at the end.
Maybe you are using your computer. Some of us are using phone.
His phone I'm using, there is no
Many people are
computer.
using phone. Me
If
say
you are
I'm
using phone, rotate
using
it
phone.
now. Put it on
We are using phone.
Hello. Thank you.
Can you go back to the last question that we
Just to
Please let's maintain decorum. So compute total amount due to FIRS, right? This question is a little. Hello. Please mute your mics if you are not talking. Please mute your mics if you are not talking. So let's move on. This question is a little bit different because the examiner has already computed the VAT for us. Do you understand?
Yes,
The
sir.
examiner said VAT charged. So he's not telling us revenue or sales. He has already computed the revenue for us. I mean the VAT for us. So let's go ahead. So let's do output VAT. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
VAT charged on services. Everything VAT charged is output. Anything charged is output, Abby. On services. How much is that? 986, right?
986,666.
Right. So we have Nigeria has happened to me. The next thing, VAT. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So VAT charged on services. How much is that? Sorry, I said services. VAT charged on what?
Items for resale.
Charged on items for resale. How much is that?
2773
2773
334.
Then the next one, VAT charged on manufactured goods. How much is that?
2524 444.
Right. Then we have VAT paid, have you?
Mm-hmm.
This is where that's your input VAT. What you pay. You pay on purchases, right? That's
Yes,
the
sir.
input VAT. Now let's go ahead. VAT on raw materials. Does it form part of sales?
Yes.
Yes. How much is that?
754844.
Sorry, just something. Please mute your mics if you are not talking or the background is noisy. All right. How much is VAT on raw materials, please?
754,844.
The next one. VAT on merchandise items. Does it form part?
Merchandise items.
Yes.
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 Because merchandise items are retail items. Stuff you buy for sale. Yeah. How much is that?
2148.
488 444. Sir, it's 214844. Yes.
All right, thank you. Hey, I made a mistake. So, on purchased items, on fixed asset purchase, does it form part of input VAT?
No.
No.
On legal and other services, does it form part of input VAT?
No.
No.
You are responding.
No.
Sir, why does this legal and other services not form part of input item?
It's not
The
part of
input
sales.
does it
It's
form
like
part of
audit.
sales?
It's like audit and this thing now.
It doesn't increase sales.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not related to sales.
Right. So
We deduct output from input.
VAT due is how much? We have this minus this, right?
Yes.
So you have this. That's all. That's so they compute the amount due to FIRS. So amount due to FIRS. That's what we've just done. The B part says we should do what? Ascertain
The balance of VAT.
To be remitted to the
balance of VAT to be remitted. Right?
Yes.
So what do we have? VAT due to FIRS is how much?
3381 156.
Right?
Yes.
Did they pay any amount to FIRS before?
Yes.
VAT remitted to FIRS, Abi?
Yes.
How much is it?
618
618 So balance to be remitted. How much is that?
762,490.
Bayi. Correct. Did you get it?
Yes,
So with
sir.
this, we've
Yes.
treated every likely places that the examiner is likely going to give you questions. Any question? Any
Sir,
question?
please, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
The question I have is on that. Please, can you scroll down your question? The question down, sir. No, the question. Yes, on that VAT purchased for resale. I purchased something for resale. I want you to explain it because I was actually thinking. Yes, the VAT charged on purchased items for resale. I was actually thinking it was the VAT that the I think maybe the manufacturer that they incurred. I don't know. Please, can you explain that part? I didn't really get it. Why it is an output VAT?
The reason is an output. The reason is an output VAT is because it is charged, meaning he charged it on customers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, So whenever we
Put
see
down your phone.
anything VAT charge, that means it's an output.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
So I didn't get that, sir. Sorry, sir.
Anywhere you see VAT charged is an output VAT.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Any
Please
question?
scroll up.
Okay, sir.
On the
Sorry.
solution, scroll up on the solution.
Hello.
Yes.
And some of us came late to the class. Is there any way we can have access to the record?
Yeah, sure. I will upload the YouTube page. I will upload it on YouTube this night. So I will send the links to you. Please ensure you subscribe, like, and share. I'm
Thank you
begging.
very much. We will subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.
Sir,
All right.
please, can you scroll up?
Thank you for the lecture, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you once more for the lecture.
Thank you, sir.
We enjoyed the lecture. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you, sir.